So what have you found to be good ways to encourage people to provide content? How have you made it easier for them to give you content?
And it all depends, in terms of who your coworkers are, who your owner is, who your CEO is. Sometimes the best face of the company isn't the CEO. Sometimes he's or she is the worst face of the company because they don't have an on-camera presence or they're hard to have dialogue with. But, videos a lot of times can usually be easier than written content because you can set up a quick interview style. So almost like what we're doing right now, whether it's digitally, virtual type thing, or if it's in the same room, and have the camera trained on the other person, but you're feeding them questions. You're giving them, dialogue to respond to. And then you can turn that video into a long form video, short form clips, little sound bites. It can go on the website, it can go on social media. The whole thing can go on YouTube. It can go, in your newsletter for your employees. Like there's a lot of ways you can repurpose a single video if it's done well. And sometimes it means, you as the content creator or marketing manager, that sort of thing, thinking about what you want that message to be, and then figuring out the people you want to interview that are going to help give you that final outcome you want.
And how do you drill down to the themes that you're going to be talking about, right? Because you're talking about snapshots of huge businesses. So how do you drill down? How do you determine what is, what you're going to be talking about with somebody, or what that content should look like?
That's where, again, you have to think strategically ahead of time, right? So what's your end goal? My first question to every one of my clients is, what is your end goal for social media? Do you want more sales? Do you want more brand awareness? I'm assuming for most of your clients, it's that they want to, crowdsource or whatever, to get the money. They want to get that revenue coming in for their investments. But is that really the end goal? Or are you trying to get brand awareness so that you can, in the future, ask for the money? Maybe you're not asking for the money right now and you want to focus on the brand awareness. So it has to determine first what the end goal is, because each of those are going to have different strategies for creating content. But then you want to turn around and say, okay, let's say we're focusing on, a piece of property in a specific region or a specific country or a specific city. That can drive dialogue in a completely different direction than somebody who is looking for investments in completely other parts of the world. It can also have to do with the type of property. I mean, if it's a commercial, type, like it's going to be storefronts and commerce type versus something that's going to be housing, those are going to have different interests potentially in terms of how you're going to craft content. A lot of the content you're going to want to create is going to be educational, informative. So what can you do what is going to value the people on the other end of that video? It can be about your company. It can be about that industry that you're, trying to work with, whether it's, like I said, more of a retail space, more of a housing space, globally, geographically based spaces. You could focus on those types of education. And then you can mix in some fun components, do some behind the scenes type things. People love bloopers. Bloopers make everybody watch videos. Like if you say stay to the end to watch the blooper, they're going to stay to the end. It's fine.
What a good idea.
You can mix in some fun components, but the content has to be a value add to the person watching it, not to you as the person giving the content, but to the person watching it.